Hello, everyone. I am not sure how to begin this as it's my first video on YouTube, but I'm just going to dive in and hope that the appropriate context follows suit and that you get what you need out of this. I've been called to share a message. It came to me the other day while in the woods or in a wooded area, I guess is a little bit more accurate. But I've been struggling to share it because I haven't known the right avenue. I have ways in which I share information with people, and they are all very, I don't want to say very public. I'm not an influencer and I'm not a content creator with thousands and thousands and thousands of followers or anything like that, but they are all attached to me and my name. And this isn't like some crazy message that I don't want attached to me, but I felt like my person was getting too entangled in the reading and the message and whatever I'm channeling or downloading or whatever is being downloaded. And it felt like it was getting in the way. And so I know that faceless YouTube channels are, people have opinions about them, but this is the only way that I could think of to not get too tangled up in my ego. A lot of the other things that I do on the internet are, again, attached to me, and I don't care if people that I know find it, but I don't want it to be an extension of me because I feel like I am just sort of a vehicle in which the information is getting to the collective that needs to hear it. And me as a person, maybe I don't uh, matter as much to the message. So that might change one day. I might decide to show my beautiful face. But for now, I'm going to stick to the information because it feels important. And again, this isn't groundbreaking. This isn't life changing, I don't think. But, I don't think this is going to rock any boats. But it just is something that I wanted to get out there. And it has to do with manifestation and the way a lot of us manifest and what my guides are asking me to share as it's not a new way of manifestation. And it's not to say that the way in which you've been manifesting is bad, but it is asking us all, and I'm included in this collective, to consider a new filter when manifesting or just a new consideration. Again, obviously, there are a lot of manifestation beliefs and truths or things that we feel are truth. Um, and this does not need to replace your personal ethos or the way that you manifest, but this is asking you to think about something else, I'll say. I think that is the the simplest way to say it. And the thing that is coming and has been coming and kind of keeps coming is this idea that many of us try to manifest whatever our deepest desires are. And I am hearing that for many of us here, many of you here, this is your manifestations want to come in. They are in your highest alignment, or whatever version of them is in your highest alignment is waiting for you. And I'm maybe, unfortunately, maybe some of you won't like this, I'm not getting any hints as to when. It feels soon, but I do think soon is relative. I think for some of us, soon is sooner than others, just because of where we are on our paths, where our souls are. Um, but there's something cooking and ready, we'll say. And the reason they're not coming in immediately is one, timing, obviously, and two, and this isn't anything that you're intentionally doing wrong, but I think it's something that we don't think to do when we manifest, and that is to embrace the things that make us uncomfortable and really push through and use that as our barometer. And what I'm getting is that really we cannot manifest unless we remove our fear of embarrassment or we remove the fear of what others are thinking. And I think this is different, kind of depending on again, where we are, where our souls are, where we are in our life journey, how evolved we may feel. But the idea is that being cringe is a manifestation tool. It is the way that we show the universe we are ready to shed a certain part of us. And I can try to ground it in an example. If you, for example, want to start a YouTube channel and you're putting it off because you're afraid of being perceived, because you're afraid of what people are going to think. But your idea for your YouTube channel is to show yourself cooking recipes or whatnot, and you really are a part of it and you want to be attached to it, but you keep putting it off. But you have this dream or this goal of you want to manifest a life where you're able to live off of your own self-employed career. And maybe it has to do with food in this example, and maybe it doesn't, but you can't do those things if you can't step up and put yourself out there. And so when we do step into the things that really give us that visceral reaction of, oh no, that is uncomfortable. Like being uncomfortable is what is going to allow our manifestations to come in. And that's not to say that we have to deviate from who we are. That's not to say that we have to put ourselves in situations that don't feel right and aligned. I think uncomfortable and knowing in your gut something is wrong are two very different things. So that needs, that's coming in very clear that this is not saying to put yourself in almost test yourself. But I think when we're really in tune with our gut and our intuition, we know when something is uncomfortable because it's moving us towards that path of the thing we want. And the more uncomfortable we feel, the closer it is. And this message is really just asking you to lean into that discomfort and push through, because the other side is where the magic happens. And that is a form of manifestation. I think a lot of people talk about, pushing through and then living your dreams or whatever, but it is important to really understand that this is a manifestation tool. When we do lean into our discomfort and follow that process and let ourselves feel it, we will come out the other side. We will see things come in quickly. Again, quickly is relative, but that is how we start to live much more in alignment. And it is that discomfort that acts as a compass. And I am getting a very strong, some information now that this isn't obviously not for everyone, but if you are someone, and I think that, this message really is for someone who does feel a lot of discomfort when moving towards the things they want to do, who has been putting off the things that they want to do, who has known that there's a big step they need to take, but just can't take it. I am getting a lot of this has to do with career, to be honest. But I do think some of it is social circles, or this fear of social pressure or being judged by those in our world, whether it's family, it could be coworkers, but this social aspect is coming in very clear of, in the YouTube example, not starting the YouTube channel because someone you knew in high school's sister is going to see it and, oh no, what will they think? And that is really, there's something coming through about that. I'm really hearing this Ace of Wands energy that wants to come through, and the feeling of discomfort is sort of putting up a wall from us being able to chase after that. It is important to, understand that there are different manifestation styles. I think human design can tell us a lot about what our particular manifestation styles are, but this discomfort really being the beacon or being the compass or the through line of where to direct our energy. I think I'm also getting that there are people, many people, I think, that are listening that this message is for, who might feel like they have options or don't know what they want to manifest, or have either, I've seen two sides of this. You've either moved so far away from your true self that it's hard to discern what you actually want, or you know what makes you uncomfortable, but you're like kind of pursuing these safer manifestation options. And in both situations, tuning into what makes you uncomfortable, tuning into when you get an idea, if that reaction has to do with being seen and like feelings around not wanting to be seen or not wanting to do something because of an external pressure, or if you think of it this way, you not wanting to do something because of a thought you think someone else might have about you. If those are like the first thing that comes up, that probably means it's the thing you want to do and that you want to chase after. And that is part of what you are bringing in and what you want to bring in. So that is the message. Short and sweet ish for my first one. If you found this, this is for you. I have no idea who will find this, why you found this. Um, but this, yeah, I think this will find who it needs to find for a reason. And if this is the only video that sits on my YouTube channel, that is fine, because that means that this is the message that I need to get out. Um, but yeah, thank you for being here. I appreciate you for listening. I hope this resonates. And if I get any more, I will be back. If you want to make your presence known in the comments, I would love that. I really have not thought this through. So I think I don't want to say policies, but just the way that I will engage with this channel as a space will evolve and grow over time. And so for now, I am going to take any comments you share just to read, just as sort of information to know who's here. But obviously, I will get a sense of who's here or who will need to be here in whatever timeline. Um, this message, I want to be very clear, is timeless. And whenever you find it, it is the right time to find it. So thank you for being here. I'll work on the ending.